What's going on, guys? I'm Known Player here, and today we're taking a look at some of the latest news for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and some of the latest updates we can expect, including some weapon buffs that are on the way, some DLC 3 information, which is of course just around the corner, and also some information about some new armor we should expect too. So starting off, we're going to take a look at the weapon tuning. So there's some interesting stuff which is going to be going on in the next coming weeks. Michael Condrey tweeted out that they're looking to buff a few weapons, and these include the PW, the MP44-3, and also the Atlas 45. So those, of course, are three pistols which are very, very weak. The pistols in Advanced Warfare are very, very bad in general, so they could definitely use a buff. I'm not sure how exactly they're going to buff them. Probably just less recoil and more damage and probably more range is my guess. They're also planning to buff the crossbow, which is a very odd one because the crossbow is very, very bad in Advanced Warfare. Probably one of the hardest weapons to use in the entire game. It's just completely awful. I think what they need to do is like make it not drop off so quickly. They're probably going to buff the explosive radius, and on top of that, I think they also need to buff how fast it reloads, because that thing is a real killer. Like trying to get one shot off and then reloading the thing is really where it gets you. So the crossbow is actually going to become a more usable weapon. On top of that, they're also looking to buff the MP11 and single sack 3, which is pretty much the same weapon, so they're probably going to get a little bit buffed as well, which is cool to see. Of course, the single sacks are a brand new weapon, and I think they definitely need a lot less recoil. And the final weapon he talked about is the Moors, which is a very odd one and didn't strike me as a weapon that needs any kind of a buff. I'm not sure how they're going to buff it or what they're going to make better about it, but there you go. They're looking to do that in the next coming weeks. He did say it's weeks out still, but that is definitely going to be the next patch, so look forward to that. And of course, leave in the comments as well if any weapons you think are underpowered. I'd love to see what weapons you think need a bit of a buff, and what you think about these weapons right here that are going to be buffed in the coming future. Next up, we're going to take a look at DLC number 3, specifically the zombies, and the Call of Duty Twitter account tweeted out a bunch of images kind of teasing. They normally do this just before the launch of the DLC, and they tweeted out a bunch of images and kind of like did it in the teasing fashion. But we got a pretty cool set of images to look at. The first one is of Oz, which is of course the character they killed off, and we don't actually know exactly what's happened to him. I think it looks like they may be trying to turn him into a zombie, and when he did get shot, Lilith next to him, who was like freaking out, she did say that you shot Oz, and she didn't say you just killed Oz, so perhaps he's still alive, and it didn't look like he got shot through the head because you couldn't really see anything happening. But we don't know exactly where he got shot and what it kind of is going to happen to him, but it looks like he's definitely being experimented on because he's on this kind of stretcher, and something is definitely going on with him. So Oz is definitely a pivotal part of the story and what they're doing with him, but I'm sure we're going to find out that very soon. We also get an image of this very cool looking Juggernaut zombie, which is very similar to the Goliath zombie we saw before, and he looks like he's going to be a real pain to deal with. He's got, of course, the armor on, and it looks like in the background there are even more of these kind of diver suits, which possibly are going to have zombies inside them to come at you, and so that's definitely going to be a main enemy for this round. Then we go look at Chompy, which is actually one of the new traps on this map, and this thing basically rolls around and literally just dices all these zombies up. It just chews through them, and it looks very, very gruesome. You can see an EMZ right there just being completely demolished. So that is a new trap that you can activate, and it rolls around kind of like a tractor with like a meat grinder on the front of it, and I think it looks completely insane. In this next shot, we can see a zombie that's being like blown away by this like jet of water, almost as if the ship has like sprung a leak, or there's been like a hole shot in the bottom, and there's just this water like jetting up, and it's kind of blowing the zombie away, almost like a trap. And possibly there'll be some kind of trap where these jets of water come up and kind of like cut off the zombie's path. But that looks very, very strange, something I noticed right there. We'll also get a look at the brand new Wonder Weapon used in action, and this shoots a line of kind of like a laser beam that basically just clotheslines all of the zombies. It shoots this direct like dead straight line, and it just cuts through the entire like map and just cuts off any zombies that are in its path. So it's a very, very cool looking Wonder Weapon right there. And then we also see a new trap, which appears to be a modified sentry gun that shoots like this almost thunder gun like blast and just blows the zombies away. And also in the front there, you can see what looks like the contamination pad. So it appears like we could have more infected zombies again, because that does look very similar to the contamination pad we've had in past maps. We also see this very, very mutated looking shark with a huge amount of teeth, so possibly we'll be interacting with him at some point in this map. And then finally, we're going to take a look at this shot, which shows these lifeboats, which we could see in the trailer, but just want to point out that it is possible that we could be escaping this map, because it does kind of highlight these escape boats or kind of like life rafts, which possibly we could escape into if we have to leave the ship for whatever reason at the end of the map. We've also got to look at some of the achievements, and all the Xbox achievements have come out, so we've got a little bit of information. I'm going to point out some of the more interesting ones that I found, and one of them is sink the boat in carrier, and I'm not sure what is going on right here or what boat refers to. I doubt that boat refers to the entire big carrier ship that you're on. It seems like they would refer to as boat as something very small, like there's a different boat that's like further out, or maybe there's an extra boat that kind of like is docked next to the main carrier, but it just doesn't really seem to me like they'd refer as to the massive like warship carrier as a boat. So I don't think you'll be able to sink it, but possibly that's the way you escape. Possibly you get onto these lifeboats and you actually sink the main boat. But then again, if you were to do that, then that would end the game, and I don't think Exo Zombies is about ending the game. And so far we've always had like a continuous game. There's been no way to end it or have a game over. So if you were to sink the boat, that would mean the game would be completely over and there'd be an end to it. So possibly that's the way of the Easter egg, but I think it's leaning towards the side of sinking a smaller boat. There's also an achievement for telefragging 50 enemies in a single matching carrier, and telefragging sounds like some kind of grenade that teleports people, so possibly that will come into play. And also jump over 4 live sharks in 10 seconds. So again, there's going to be some interaction with these sharks, which sounds very, very crazy. And then finally, we're going to take a look at this very cool image which Mark Condry tweeted out of a brand new royalty set of gear, and this is actually the helmet, and we've actually got a third helmet. We've got the hat, we've got the kind of like weird strap helmet we've got before, and now we've got this like full-on helmet, which appears to be a new set of gear, and this would only come when they add new stuff into the advanced supply. So it looks like we could be getting more gear with the advanced supply very, very soon, so look out for that. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this news roundup. If you did, give a like, rating, subscribe for more Advanced Warfare videos, and of course the DLC is around the corner, so look out for more content from that. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.